Viewer discretion advised. Take two. Okay, so so here's Horror Stories Animated by FuntimeGamer12, and we're joined with lolbitgamer187. Yay! Okay, so our goal is to make this a 30-minute video.
Yes.
So let's get a crackin', ladies. Okay, so this one's called Abduction Horror Story. Now, this one, we have not watched any of these. Like, we're randomly finding them. So, let's go ahead and... What? We gotta watch the horror stories.
Okay.
You have to get back here.
I have never watched these, so I'm like super fun and scared.
My name is Josh Roberts, and it's been a year since I was abducted. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was walking home from school.
He was abducted by what? Aliens?
David getting them probing sticks.
It was about 6 p.m., and there was a full moon and a chill in the air.
Okay, question. What are you doing at night, bro? Like, what you be doing? You need to go, you doing a book report and you be like, oh no, I forgot my book at the library. I better go back and get it. I got that report due tomorrow. Guys.
We're having a foot war.
We're just going to be having a foot war this whole time. While we're talking to you guys doing these videos.
I stepped off the bus, and for the first time, someone else got off with me.
Run!
Never seen this new kid at school before. I could hear footsteps behind me. I took a quick glance and saw the kid walking at a brisk pace. I thought he was following me, so I took a left, which wasn't my usual route. I looked around again and saw him take the same left. My heart started
pumping,
and my legs started shaking at the sound of the footsteps as they got louder and faster. I then panicked and started running.
As I said, run.
Guys, I want to predict something. I hope y'all can hear my footsteps when I'm doing this, you know? This is what that man be like.
Okay, sorry for the interruptions.
Let's start over. She said my name.
Okay, guys, so why we stopped it was because she said lolbitgamer's other cousin, and she doesn't have a YouTube channel, so she's good. Well, so we were wondering what that was about, so we went and checked that out.
I remembered a shortcut in the nearby forest to my neighborhood, so I ran as fast as my legs could carry me.
Run.
Hey kid, wait up, said
That's whenever you know he be kidnapping you.
a heavy voice from behind me. I tried my hardest not to stumble on the logs and boulders in my path. I could hear the sound of sticks and leaves being broken by some fast, heavy footsteps. My legs started throbbing as the adrenaline wore off, so I took a detour towards a playground. I stopped to catch my breath, looking around for somewhere to hide, then went silent. I was doubtful that I lost him. I took my phone out to call the police when I spotted a local news article. Caution, there is a suspicious man on the loose.
You don't just stop in the middle of the park and look at your phone. Like, you ain't need to look at your Instagram right now.
Yeah, here's what he's like. He's like, oh, wait.
I got 3 likes on my latest post. New record. Oh, that's Samantha girl asked me. Oh, that gonna be good.
He escaped the local prison and assaulted an officer. Beware, he may look like a teen, but he is in his 20s. If you see him, call 911 immediately and lock your door. My mind started rushing with thoughts.
Run right now, dude. He's right behind you. I can bet he's right behind him. If he's getting abducted by like how it says, abduction horror story, then he needs to run.
And I started to panic. All of a sudden, someone started choking me with their arms. I tried to fight back, but they were so strong, I didn't stand a chance. My feelings of hope began to diminish as I slowly blacked out. I awoke to find myself in a dark, damp room that looked like a basement. The floor was hard and cold. There were no windows, but there was a staircase and a
Guys, she has
bathroom.
scissors. Help
I
me.
tried to move, but I was tied up with a thick rope. Yeah, I got him. How much was the deal? 200? Listen, you gotta do a little better than
Here's
that.
a bun. Hey,
Okay,
guys,
fine.
if y'all get 10 likes
better
on
bring
this
the
video,
right amount,
I'll
or you'll be
try to,
tied up like
I'll
that
make
kid.
his hair look very
What?
cute, and I'll
Are they
make it
selling
hot
me?
pink.
If he
The guy
gets,
sounded mad and anxious
if
with
she
whomever he was
gets 10
talking
likes,
to. Right after he hung up,
then
he opened the
she'll
door and
try
walked down the stairs with an evil smile.
Wait.
Like,
Guys, that'd be like Lobit's type. Like, she be on them guys.
Oh my gosh. Hey, but guys, if y'all want to, if y'all get 10 likes on my video, then this video, you know, then I will customize his hair, and I'll customize.
No, on one of your videos.
Yeah, I'll do it on my channel that time. But yeah. How about this, guys? If y'all get 10 likes on the post we posted like maybe a couple of months ago, I don't know. The Minecraft one, Funtime Foxy and Loba's Weird Day. If I get 10 likes on that, go check that out, guys. If I get 10 likes on that, I'll do a channel. I'll do a video where I'm gonna customize his hair and I'll customize his clothes, and y'all get to see what happens.
My clothes.
Yes, I'll tell him to wear something. He wear it. I like. Hey, Langston, here's a.
Don't say it.
go of me! I exclaimed as he taunted me. My arms started to fall asleep due to the tightness.
Guys,
So the
guys,
rope.
real quick.
He came closer to me.
If you don't know, Langston is this dude, and he's one of my friends, and I've actually done that to him before. It's like super funny, but I didn't post it, but like I did it to him and everything. It was like so funny.
Langston is actually one of my best friends. Surprisingly, yeah, he did something really bad though.
Yeah, like no, I had met him one day, and his friend one day, Langston.
And I spat in his face. He looked at me in sheer rage. Then the doorbell rang, followed by pounding on the door. The guy grabbed some tape and shut me up before I could scream for help. He slowly backed off, signaling me to keep quiet, and ran towards the front door. I looked around, trying to see what I could use to untie these ropes. I spotted a rusty, sharp edge sticking out of the wall. This was
How
my one
convenient.
hope. I successfully got up and tried with all my might to reach it. As I was trying to cut the rope from my hands, I could hear the commotion upstairs getting heated. I managed to free myself from the ropes when I heard the front door slam. The silence was terrifying.
Guys, I know this is the first video. I'm tired. Guys, we're actually watching these at night. I'm so freaking tired right now. I don't want to go to sleep, but on the other hand, I don't want to leave him alone because he's a crybaby.
But Are you guys? She's scared of a turtleneck.
No, I'm not.
You're scared of a turtleneck.
I'm not scared of a turtleneck.
Do you know what that is? Guys, actually, there was this one night where I could not fall asleep. Like, I just kept watching and playing horror stuff, and I could not go to sleep. Well, Lobit was asleep, and something bad happened. I haven't told her about this, but so there was this weird
Exposed! Tell me now. Tell all of us. Guys, listen closely about what's gonna happen. We all gotta hear it. Okay, so tell us your beautiful, amazing story.
Someone stopped in front of the house, knocked on the window, and asked for directions to the library from where we live. I told them to take a right, take a left, and take a right, and keep going straight, and the library would be like 13 miles from where he was straight. And he said, okay. And then he drove off, and about an hour later, he came back and said, you didn't give me the right directions. And I said, that was the only way I knew to get to the library. And so he just said, I know you're lying to me. He said, let me in. I think there might be a map in there that we can find. I said, And then he said, yeah. I said, And he said, yeah. And then I saw there was something like sharp in his pockets. And I just told him to go ask somebody else for directions. And then he said, who all is home with you? I said, my parents. And then he said, are they asleep? And I said, no. And then he said, why don't you let me in? I can come talk to them. I said, close the curtains.
Oh my gosh. Why did you ever tell me about that?
Cause I got you. Joke.
Oh my gosh. Guys, cause guess what?
That was actually a horror story that happened to my friend. Like, they were recording it. This guy, he had a knife and all this in his pocket. He was ready to be stabbing.
Guys, let me tell you.
She has scissors. Run.
I surrender.
Good, because I don't.
Yeah, guys. But I actually thought it was real right there. You want to know something? Because if that was true, if that dude knocked on the window, because there's well, but if he actually knocked on the window, there's a couch right there. And I was asleep on it.
No, you were in the recliner.
Oh, yeah.
And here's one thing you guys could have known to know that was not real.
How?
How could I have saw something in his pocket like a weapon if it was completely dark? Wait, how long? God, it's already 12 minutes. We gotta finish our horror stories. Well, anyway, I bet you he gonna beat that guy down with something, bro. It's just that's the only way he could do it. That guy got a knife, he gonna throw it at him. The only option is to beat the guys up, bro.
I was frozen in fear. Footsteps started coming towards the door. I choked and shuffled back to my...
We're doing a 3 a.m. video, by the way.
Yes. It's 3 a.m.
No. We're gonna do it later.
Yeah, guys. Okay, later we're gonna stay up to 3 a.m. and we're gonna do a video.
It's about 5 or 6 and it's dark for me. So,
guys, if you don't know, 3 a.m. is apparently
the haunted hour.
The haunted hour. Some people actually have called it, I'm not trying to scare y'all, but this is supposed to scare y'all. It's called the devil hour. That's what they call 3 a.m. And I've stayed up to 3 a.m. before with him, and I was super scared, something was gonna happen.
I think something might have happened, because I heard the dogs barking. This isn't a joke. This part isn't a joke. I heard dogs barking, and one person yelled, hey, across the street and said, let me in. But, see, the thing is, it could have been, somebody's brother, because it was, awfully small to be a grown-up, unless it was, a midget. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just saying he was really, really small, but anyway, I fell asleep and hoping he wouldn't come to the door because I was planning on locking the door, and I didn't really successfully do that because I was feeling like getting up, and then I saw him running. I didn't want him to think anybody here was awake. And the curtains were closed a little bit, so I could see out of him a little bit, but he couldn't see me. So, 3 a.m., bro.
That is more, that story right there scares me more than, guys, I'm not the dude who made this, don't be offensive. I'm not trying to be rude, But what he just said, that story, actually scares me a lot more than watching this. I'm honestly saying. Because if some dude runs at your house...
That's scary.
Yeah, like... And also, guys, if some dude, like, does do that, then don't let him in. Because that's just a dumb person. Just like, the dude's like, oh, let me go let this dude in. What's up?
The guy goes, I got a hammer. Want to play? I said, sure, what we playing? Mario, Luigi. We gonna be playing some Smash Bros. He like, can I borrow your Wii? And I'd be like, no. He smashing me head with a hammer, bro.
Yeah, guys.
How? Guys, we've got to get on track. Like, if we're doing a 30-minute video, we want to do at least 3 horror stories.
Original position, arms behind my back, wrists tightly locked together. Now where were we? Said the man. He walked towards me, grabbed my ankles, and
Comment on this video what we should do at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I want, real quick, if y'all watching this right now, y'all can pause the video real quick and, like, kind of comment, you know?
Like,
Same.
you could comment us, like, doing slime challenges at 3 a.m. Like, making horror stuff, like, with slime.
Yeah,
Oh
guys,
my god, that would be hilarious.
Guys, also, I want to tell y'all something right now. Before you buy anything at the store, make sure...
Oh my god, she's talking about Corona. She doesn't want it to be from China because she think about the Corona.
And there's air in it.
Guys,
there is air.
Guys, Corona was discovered in the early 1800s, so if we've been using China products for a while, we for sure have it.
You want to know something, guys? Truth is, toilet paper is actually made in China, so we've been using it for a whole long time, haven't we?
Well, looks like our buddy's gonna get Corona.
Well, your buddy's not mine. Get.
Oh no, she be using her shirt.
started dragging me when the phone rang. He dropped me instantly and charged upstairs. I wasn't going to lose this opportunity. I untied my feet, grabbed the closest thing to me, and hid behind some boxes. Now where did you go? He said as he stampeded down the stairs. I heard him getting closer to where I was hiding. I bolted up from behind the boxes and saw him checking the bathroom. As he walked out, I struck him over the head with a pole. He stumbled and fell to the floor. Crimson red pooled around his head. I ran upstairs and out the front door. I stumbled my way to the closest house, screaming. A woman thankfully opened the door. She was shocked and fearful when she saw me. The police were called and I was rushed into the hospital. They're still looking for that man, even to this day.
Okay, so now
Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you would like to support the channel, check out the merch link in the video description.
trick or treat.
It was Halloween night of 2007, freshman year in high school.
Guys, also, comment down if y'all have already commented the what we should do at 3 a.m. That's okay, but comment down also if you're still watching, if like like comment and say like a story that's ever happened to you.
Like we would 100% believe you, like, cause there's crazy crap in this world going on.
Yeah.
I bet you right now someone's being killed. Like every 3 seconds, I bet someone's being killed or murdered. Something.
Yeah, somewhere in the whole entire world there has to be.
No, guys, they're playing Minecraft. They had the coronavirus. Corona killed lolbitgamer187.
R.I.P.
School, and I was with my friends, Ivan, Ryan, and Jesse. We were all dressed as the Super Mario characters. I was Luigi since I was the second tallest. Ivan was Mario since he's short and buff. Not that Mario is buff. Jesse was Waluigi because he's freakishly tall and skinny, and Ryan was Wario because he's just really fat. So they were the perfect group costumes for us.
He's fat.
We live in a very non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of space in between houses.
that thing goes off at 6 a.m., so we be playing some Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
He's just really fat. So they were the perfect group costumes for us.
He's very fat.
Okay.
We live in a very non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of space in between houses. On Halloween, that's the worst thing ever. Less bang for your buck. We were trick-or-treating for hours, way past dark, and eventually came the time when most trick-or-treaters were heading home. My feet started to hurt, and I had to constantly switch arms for holding the now 10-pound pillow sack of candy, but we planned on going until our bags were completely full.
Guys, I'm not trying to be rude, but try to find something else besides the pillow sack to put your candy in. I mean, like, yeah, like those baskets are only for dang, like, maybe like, I don't know, probably around $3, $4, $5.
But a pillow sack is cheaper.
Truth is, everybody out there, use pillow sacks now. I want to see everybody when I'm trick-or-treating have them pillow sacks.
That's about $3 or $4 more dollars you can go towards your Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever.
Guys, I want next Halloween, I want to see everybody with some pillow sacks asking out for candy. That's what me and Fun Game 12 want to do.
Oh yeah, guys. If you live in Arkansas, we are going to be doing trick-or-treating around different places like Emerson, Magnolia, El Dorado, places like that. So you guys can catch us there. We are going to be Funtime Foxy and Lobit, maybe. So, the thing is, don't think we like each other. We're cousins. Now, the thing is that unlike one of my favorite characters in FNAF is Funtime Foxy and hers is Lobit. Now I would be Funtime Freddy, but all those the only costume I found on the only costumes I could find of FNAF characters, they sucked. I saw one Funtime Freddy one. If you looked at it in a 3D image, it was just flat paper.
Oh, guys, if y'all living in Arkansas, comment down and tell, because he is still supposed to be getting me my birthday present, which is a Lobit plushie, like a Lobit says location, Lobit plushie. So if y'all know anywhere, that has them in Arkansas, let us know and comment down, and he can he'll be able to figure out where he could get it.
If my friends invite me trick-or-treating, then I'll ask them if he can come.
Yeah, guys, for Halloween, I'm probably gonna try to be Lobit, but if I can't, I'm Harley Quinn. Yeah, guys, I like Harley Quinn is I'm a fan.
A lot of the houses by now weren't answering anymore. It was probably past their cutoff time for giving candy to trick-or-treaters. Approaching our next house, we saw a purple bucket on the stoop, which was the best feeling ever. I was the one to get close enough to realize it was empty, which was the worst feeling ever. I turned around when I heard a knock at the window of the house.
Feeling ever, guys. There's no candy in the bathroom.
We all looked at the window. Couldn't see anyone, but heard someone call out, "Wait." The door opened and an older man, late 40s, already balding, stepped outside. He told us to come inside so he can get us some more candy. I said we could just wait out here. He responded saying something along the lines of,
Guys, let me tell you something. If you're out trick-or-treating and some guy just comes out and says, "Come inside and sit down on the couch and wait for me to get the candy," don't do it. If somebody says that, just run. Cause that is one of the most it's kind of weird how he says to come inside.
Guys, never trick-or-treat alone, and if you have a little brother and your mom, or a father or both of them tell you to take your little brother, please do take him, because if he wanders off with your mother or father not paying attention, then he could get seriously hurt. So I suggest you would look after him. Like, if you're old enough, though.
Yeah, like if y'all in like your teenage ages, then that's good.
No matter how much it embarrasses you, you gotta do it, guys.
Or else your little brother could get like very, very badly hurt. And we're still having a foot war like we said we would.
Nonsense. Come on in. We'll get you your candy. Ivan stepped in and said, "It's all right. Come on, Dan, let's go." I told the guy to take care and apologized. He just stood there watching as we walked off, not saying anything. I felt bad, but at the same time, that guy seemed like a creeper, and I figured I just dodged a bullet not going in there. If the story ended there, it wouldn't be scary, so of course, it didn't end there. We skipped a few of the guy's neighboring houses just to get further away and continued on with our business. We were walking down close to the nature preserve now, so there weren't many houses around us. At this point, we were now walking back closer to Jesse's house. I noticed Ryan had stopped walking, and I turned around to see what's up. He said he heard someone moving from behind the trees in the preserve. Now, this was before everyone's phones had flashlights, so we couldn't just go searching in the woods for someone. Besides, we were just telling Ryan that it must have been a raccoon or something. You may think this is a bit of a cliche, but when things like this happen in real life, you always assume the more logical possibility. It's just natural. Why would we assume we were being followed? I had to put my arm around Ryan's shoulder and nudge him forward. A little ways down the street, me and Ivan picked up on the sound as well. When we all stopped, the sounds of the footsteps from beyond the trees stopped as well. Ivan yelled at the obvious stalker to go away, or we would beat the shit out of them. I knew he was just bluffing, though. I could hear the nervousness in his voice. The snap of a twig from beyond the trees triggered a fight-or-flight response in all of us. Me, Jesse, and Ryan all ran for it. Ivan was at first charging to attack, but he quickly followed after realizing we had all taken off. We ran down the dark street, and we all noticed the sounds of at least 2 or 3 pairs of footsteps crushing the twigs and leaves in the woods. We banked it hard right down Jesse Street when it finally came up, and ran straight for his backyard, entering his house through the back door. The first thing we did was peek out through his living room window. We couldn't see anyone. We all had to gather our thoughts and discuss what the hell just went down in his living room, when all of a sudden we heard Jesse's backyard gate slam shut. Jesse dove to turn off the lights. There was a click and a bang from down in the den. It was more than likely Jesse's back door. We all agreed to go down armed with knives and face them. Jesse turned on his back door light, but there was nobody out there. Just then the front door opened, and we all screamed like animals. Jesse's mom and sisters came rushing downstairs. They had just gotten home from their friend's little house party. We all rested assured knowing it was just them. Jesse explained what happened, but made it seem a lot less dramatic. Me and Ivan went home after that and called it a night. At 12:30 a.m., I got a disturbing text message. It was from Jesse. It said, "It wasn't my mom." I texted back saying, "What?" He responded back quickly, saying, "It wasn't my mom in the backyard." My fingers slammed the buttons on my phone, responding back, "What do you mean?" There was a long pause before he finally told me that his mom and sisters said they never went in the backyard. I told him to immediately check the backyard from his upper deck. He had already done just that. He also told his mom everything, and she had already called the police. They didn't find anyone back there, but Jesse did mention the guy who invited us in while trick-or-treating. Nothing ever became of that, and nothing ever happened at Jesse's house again after that one Halloween night.
Okay, guys. I forgot to mention about cussing, but I'm sorry about that. But yeah, they're probably going to be cussing in these.
Yeah, but you know how it is. Like of these do have swear words and all like that.
Yeah. True haunting horror story, guys. We got this in the bag. One more, and then we'll post it.
I was doing some night hog hunting in the woods near my backyard. I was hiding in the tower I had built about a decade ago. In case anyone's wondering, I of course had a night vision scope attachment. I guess I'm what you would consider a hardcore hunter. I don't want to bore you with the unnecessary story prolonging details, so I'll make this short. And I want everyone to know that though I agree this story sounds far-fetched and crazy, it is nothing but the truth. And I, in a way, actually consider myself lucky that I'll always have such a horrifying story to share. So, while I was sitting in the tower waiting for movement, it finally came. I took aim and found the source. But it wasn't at all a hog, or any kind of animal I was expecting. It was a person, a man wearing all black. Black sweatpants, black shoes, and a black hoodie with the hood over his head. But that wasn't the freakiest part. He was dragging a sack behind him. My heart started racing. I was pretty sure I was witnessing this guy trying to bury a body. I continued to watch him, but then he slowed down, and I swear to God, it looked as if he turned his head up to me. I ducked down under the wooden walls of the tower, shaking in my boots. Yes, I had a gun, but just the idea of using it against a person is horrifying. I lay low, praying to God that he hadn't seen me. It wouldn't make sense if he could, though. It's practically pitch black out here, or at least that was my logic. Seconds felt like an eternity as I waited for the footsteps in the leaves to move elsewhere, but I didn't hear any footsteps. All I heard was the sound of a foot hitting one of the wooden planks on the ladder of the tower. I felt the entire tower vibrate and shake as there were 2 more steps moving up the ladder. At this point, I was asking myself deep down, am I going to be able to shoot someone? But for some reason, whoever was down there decided not to climb all the way up, as I heard them jump back down to the forest ground and began dragging the sack away. I think I stayed frozen like a statue for at least 10 minutes before even peeking over the ledge again. The coast seemed clear. I had to get home and warn the police immediately. I hopped over the ledge and descended down the ladder. I turned on my pocket flashlight, which in hindsight was a stupid move considering the situation, and ran back in the direction of my house. I was only able to run for about 10 seconds or so when I heard the rapid, manic footsteps crunching the leaves from behind me. I took a look over my shoulder, and there he was, inches away from my face. I spun around and shot him in the shoulder. He stopped and screamed in agony, and I took that moment to finish my dash to my house. Again, in hindsight, I should have held him hostage somehow, but that doesn't even matter now. I called the police, who showed up within 15 minutes with a whole search squad, and I led them all into the woods to the exact location where I shot him. There was a faint yet noticeable blood trail spilled onto the leaves which led past the body bag, which the cops seized, and eventually right to the maniac, who was hiding under a log next to a tree. He was arrested and tried for the murder of Jin Quen Sakanaki, a Japanese corner store owner. I don't know the full story behind it, but I do know I won't forget this one for the rest of my life, and I'll also be telling it for the rest of my life.
Okay, guys, let's do one more, because I feel like it.
I'm scared.
This happened when I was 15 years old. My best friend Anthony wanted me to come over for the night, since his parents would be gone all weekend. I rode my bike over and put it in his backyard before letting myself in through his back door. We played basically every video game he had, from FIFA all the way to Call of Duty, with popcorn and other junk food spilled out all over the floor. As the night progressed, we moved from video games to watching half a movie and getting bored, to doing prank calls at close to 10 o'clock. Anthony made a few calls to different pizza places. When it was my turn, I just dialed a few random numbers in hopes to get someone at their house.
Sorry, Lolbit was telling me something.
Yeah.
On, say, my 4th attempt, I finally reached somebody. A guy with a deep and rough voice picked up, answering with a yeah instead of a hello. Anthony's laughing in the background and made me stumble with my words mid-sentence, ultimately cracking up into laughter. I had never done a prank call, so I sucked at it. The guy on the other end was silent. I regained a straight face and tried to continue with the call. It went.
Guys, unless you're sure, don't do prank calls. Because, like, if you're doing a prank call, you don't know who you're calling.
And if they're a hacker, they can trace your call, come to your house.
Done!
Raggy. We're gonna be like watching like stuff on my Xbox all night.
Something like this. Sir, would it be alright if I borrowed one of the wheels from your car? What's your name, kid? My name is Bob.
My name
Really?
is Bob.
You sure it's not Anthony? It hit me like a brick. I looked up at Anthony, whose face was noticeably full of fear.
How? Like, he just said, my name's Bob. And then he was like, are you sure it isn't Anthony? Like, oh my gosh. Like, if they know your name? Wait a minute. If it was their phone, they might have their name as, like, how it shows up the calling, like somebody's calling you.
This is gonna be a 42-minute video.
Oh my gosh.
Huzzah!
Guys, we're actually doing more than 30 minutes.
Okay, guys, this is gonna be some good entertainment for you.
I hung up the phone, not wanting to be on the line with whoever that was for another second.
He calls.
Anthony, who the hell was that? I asked him. I don't know, he told me. Does your caller ID info display your name or something? No, it shows my dad's name. We hopped on the computer and did some research, trying to figure out how it was possible to get someone's name through their phone number. It didn't make sense how he could get Anthony's name so quickly. He was way too young at the time to be on any of those personal...
And, we got kind of loud again, so we, like, closed it to block out the sound. Yes, ma'am.
Information sharing websites. We ended up asking a question on Yahoo Answers, since no one had a similar experience. The question turned up no answers. I suggested he...
Guys, if you just heard somebody talking, just don't mind that, that.
That was one of our relatives. We kind of closed the door, to make sure it like sounded more quiet to her. So,
Yeah.
Cause like we get loud when we do these videos.
Yeah.
call his dad, but he said he wasn't supposed to have anybody over for the weekend, so he didn't want to call. We planned on sleeping in the living room, so we just resumed watching the movie that we hadn't finished from earlier. Right after the phone call had left my mind, me and Anthony looked at each other when we heard his front storm door opening, and then the doorknob to the front door began to turn. It only was able to turn about halfway before the lock restricted it. Anthony turned off the TV, and I went over to the window to see who it was. I spread the blinds open. There was a tall guy standing outside.
You gonna look at him?
He noticed the blinds moving and turned to look at me. I practically threw the blinds back into place. Me and Anthony hid in the kitchen, listening for any more noises.
Get their knife.
We heard the sound of the gate to the backyard opening, as it was right outside the kitchen window. God damn it, I said. I forgot to shut the back door. Anthony urged me to run and shut it. I made it to the hallway leading to his back door and froze. There was a silhouette standing outside the back door. I don't think he noticed me, but he was surely looking into the house. He opened the door and stepped inside. I tiptoed to the kitchen and motioned for Anthony to follow me upstairs. We made it to his room as quietly as possible, pulling the door shut to avoid making any noise. We crawled under his bed. He had cloth covering the bottom of his bed, so you couldn't see anything under it unless you actually moved the cloth. The doors downstairs all opened, each one getting closer to the stairs. thumps finally began up the stairs, and he was right outside the door now. The door to the room opened. I could hear Anthony's breathing. It was too loud. Footsteps moved over to the closet, and then the closet opened. I could hear the coat hangers being slid around as the fabric of the jackets and coats rubbed against each other. Footsteps moved over to the bed and stopped. I felt like my heart was about to explode out of my chest. Anthony's breathing was too loud. I had to cover his mouth with my hand. Nothing but silence in the room now. We laid still for so long, I almost thought he wasn't even in the room anymore. I moved my hand away from Anthony's mouth and whispered in his ear, "You think we can make a run for it?" He was about to answer when the most disturbing, memory-haunting scream I'd ever heard filled my ears as Anthony was seemingly dragged out from under the bed. I crawled out and saw him struggling with the man. I desperately looked around for anything to use as a weapon. I settled with the screwdriver sitting on his nightstand. I hurried over to the man and drove the screwdriver into his back. He let go of Anthony as he let out a scream of agony, giving us time to get the hell out of the house. Running onto the road would give away our position too easily. It would take too long to make it to his neighbor's house. We dove for the tree line in the woods and took cover behind a bush, watching the house. The back door opened as the man stepped outside, looking around the backyard. He then looked out to the woods. I felt his eyes pass me as he scanned through the tree line. It seemed that it was too dark for him to see us. Then, he turned his head back in our direction. I ducked behind the bush. "Joe, he's coming." "What?" "Dude, get up, we gotta run." He was right. The man was approaching us fast. How could he have seen us? We ran through the woods with the leaves crunching under us, giving away our position. When Anthony tripped over something, I crouched down with him, hoping we had run far enough. Not even 20 seconds later, oncoming footsteps from the direction we were running from came fast. They slowed down only 2 trees away from us as we lay face down in the leaves. Moments later, the footsteps take off in another direction. We waited until we could no longer hear them and took off back in the direction of the house. While running, over the sound of leaves crushing and my heavy breathing, I could swear I heard leaves crushing from behind us. We made it back to his backyard, into his house, and this time remembering to shut the back door. We were now able to call the police. Anthony stayed on the line with them, while I patrolled the back windows, making sure nobody was out there. It was so dark, though, I couldn't see anything. So I did something that seems stupid today. I turned on his backyard lights, and immediately in the distance, over by the woods, I saw him, standing in front of a big tree. He turned off back into the woods and disappeared out of sight. That was the last time me or Anthony ever saw him. I would be lying if I told you we heard the occasional knocks at our windows or something cliche. No, that was it. 5 years have passed and nothing has happened. Do I wonder if it was somehow linked to the prank call? Maybe. Does it make sense? Not really. But yeah, this was the story of how me and my still best friend Anthony almost died during a break-in.
Guys, y'all want to make this a 50-minute video and watch one more?
No.
Nah, because we're lazy.
Okay, now, guys, I'm gonna close this video and upload it. I'll see you guys